Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Wednesday episode of the No Contest Wrestling Podcast. I am the heel that you love to hate, O'Shea Jackson Jr., a.k.a. Petty Guerrero.
Hey, yo, it's me. It's the T-double-O, the J-I-double-G-2-J-D, TJ Jefferson. So SummerSlam is over, man.
Yeah, and boy, was it a doozy. What is a doozy? By the way, for our viewers on YouTube, it is the return of Shinsei Nakamura. You see him. They shining. Anyway, got my hoochie daddies on. Anyway.
So let's talk about SummerSlam. First of all, let's tell our SummerSlam story. Because you and I, we got our signals crossed.
Yes.
A little mix up.
Now.
It happens. It happens.
My communication skills come from my father. Okay? My father being on tour, just a lot of moving parts. The way that my dad communicates is he'll tell you something, and until he says otherwise, you have to think that that's happening no matter what. It's toxic. It might not be the best way to handle things, but it's just what I grew up with. So we had planned to go to SummerSlam, yada, 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 talked about flights, and the day before we were talking about hotels and just didn't speak to each other. I get on my flight and I notice.
Well, I know you weren't looking in front of you. You had to be looking behind.
Yeah, where is So now I'm worried. I don't see TJ. I'm stressed. I'm like, all right, maybe he had to switch up something. Maybe, whatever. It's fine. Go to sleep. Real good. Get off the plane. And I go to my hotel. And I text TJ, I'm in this bitch. Real cool little text like that. And then no response. I was like, all right, you probably sleep.
I was.
Probably sleep.
It was like 10:40. I was out.
Whatever. I'll get up in the morning. TJ still ain't hit me. So now in my mind, they've jumped TJ. All right. He's somewhere in the trunk and he needs me to save him. So then you made me do the worst thing.
What's that?
I called Chris Brockman.
Oh, boy.
I called Chris Brockman. And, of course, his ass didn't pick up. So now I'm like, all right, I blew you up 4 times.
You know what I was doing? I was doing laundry. So I was down in laundry room. I heard the phone ringing, but I was like, all right, I'll get it later. I didn't even know who was on. So then you called me, and then you called me again, and I picked up the second time. I missed it the first time.
I was like, hey, man, you all right? Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah. Coming to find out, he was still at home. And so now I'm like, what the hell I'm going to do now? First of all, I ain't got no. And I'm like, just like, bro, where do I go? Like, who do I hang with now? I hang out with Chuck. Chuck not trying to kick it. He's busy.
That's true. Chuck got a job to do.
So then, but funny part. So that was our miscommunication.
Yeah, so the thing was, Brockman was saying to me, you should just fly and go. And I'm like, well, I hadn't talked to him in 2 days. I'm like, if this was New York, yeah, sure. I'll pay the money. If he doesn't come, if I can't get in, it's New York, I'll kick it. But I don't know nobody in Minnesota but my boy Tommy Pelissero, and I don't know how close he is. So I'm like, Kirby Puckett ain't here. KG ain't here. I don't know where Anthony Edwards is.
Right.
Joe Mauer.
LaMelo, by the way, LaMelo, way to change his number. We got to get in contact again.
So I was like, all right, well, no, I'm not going to go. Like, maybe he's not going. So that's why I didn't, like I said, if it had been New York, I would have just went. But I don't
fun place, no disrespect to Minneapolis.
Respectfully, I don't know nobody in Minnesota but my boy Tommy P, and I don't know how far he lives from where I'm at.
I wanted to go see their Target. And I would
have went to the Mall of America.
I just want to see what the Target is like, where Target was born.
My goal was to find the Mall of America. So I didn't end up going. You went.
But
whatever.
If we ever end up in Minneapolis again,
you got a spot?
Got some friends for us.
Oh, word.
Yes, it's a great time. But
yeah, so I make it, you made it, whatever. Yeah. We had a presence there, and that's the most important.
So we go. So now, first day, now I'm like, all right, I gotta rock the NCW shirt. So I'm rocking the NCW shirt. I text Chuck. I'm like, yo, where do I go? I'm headed to the stadium. Chuck goes, meet me up at the bar. I said, Chuck, I don't have a way to get in there, Chuck. I can't just go into the stadium. He goes, oh, all right, 1 second. So then he gives me a ticket to just anywhere so I could just get to the bar. And then I had to hit the button.
Oh, what's the button?
I hit that Triple H button, and my man Triple H was like, Chris is going to text you in just a second. Chris Legento hits me, takes care of me, and I get my ticket. But the thing is, they give me a ticket for the floor.
But you got to have a wristband.
You got to have a wristband. So now I'm walking down the steps to my seat after I left the bar. And by the way, I got to tell you what happened at the bar.
Please.
But so now I'm walking down to my seats, and it's a long way down. So then I finally get to the bottom. Sorry to the old man that I bumped. I finally get to the bottom, and the guy's like, hold on. Where's your wristband? I said, but you see my ticket, like you see the ticket. Like it's on the app. Like it's not fake. He said, you're going to have to go to guest services. And when I tell you the sigh that I let out, I could have blew a house down. It was just like, no way you're doing this to me right now. And I'm also getting stopped by every single person who recognizes me.
Yeah, so just to interrupt, when we go to these wrestling shows, my man here is like the Pied Piper, y'all. Like, people really love my brother here. And he's very good at, like, if you say his name, you want to take a picture, he will give you that time. And so, I can understand where it's hard for you to maneuver because people truly do love chatting.
And I take all the pictures.
And you take all the pictures.
All right, come on, let's get it.
Yeah.
And
you're good at what you're good at, though. I've noticed is you're good at, you want the picture? I'm walking this way, walk with me. That's something that was new to me, but you're very good at that.
Yeah,
like,
walk with
let's go. Like, take the picture.
Just don't stop the stride. You go ahead. Yeah. So then, as I'm turning to go back to guest services, I see the best person in the world to see coming on a golf cart, Mark Henry.
Word?
Yep, Mark Henry, Big Mark, dap up Mark. Make sure security see me, dap up Mark. Dap up Mark. He was like, where you going? I was like, hopefully to my seat, but I got to go back up to guest service. He said, man, get on the back. Okay. So then I get on the back of the golf cart and I wave to the security dude who was mad I didn't have a wristband. And now I'm just with Mark Henry. And Mark Henry took me to catering. And I'm just like in catering. They had some lovely fish.
Salmon?
Yeah. No. It was a rockfish. Oh. So now I'm just in catering. I'm like talking to Corey Graves and like some refs and and our buddy Brad Williams.
Oh yeah,
who got to be a mini housing?
Yeah,
yep.
And
he credits all the pods that he went on to do that tour that he got to be a mini housing. But so now I'm trapped
because you can't.
Mark Henry's giving me no wristband to prove why I'm even there, or like be able to like leave and like come. Yeah, so like now I'm like. Mark, can I?
At least she was back there with the food, though.
Yeah. Like I'm watching it with the guys, but like
you want to be out in the floor.
I'm trying to, at least for Punk Cody, I'm back here for all of night one, just like chopping it up.
Oh, word.
And so like it's cool because I'm a wrestling nerd, so like I'm having the time of my life.
Like who were you kicking it with back then?
Like so, Mark Henry's there. My man Brad Williams was there. I saw, got to see Phil before he went out.
Oh, word? Okay.
Jessica Carr. I told Corey Graves that we got a case against Jessica Carr, bro.
I saw there was a picture. You saw Callie Armstrong in his game.
That happened at the bar.
That was at the bar.
Okay. Yeah. So before I got down to catering, which I eventually got a wristband and was able to go to my seat and yada yada yada. But before then, I was at the bar. And I got to see Izzy and Callie. We were chopping it up. Me and Callie, because we from LA, we're talking about how like LA Knight don't got nothing LA about him.
That's an excellent point.
Like there's nothing LA about him. His intro don't have palm trees. There's nothing. He wears Timbs.
That's a good point.
Like there's nothing LA. So as LA natives, we were like. And I was like, well, TJ be calling him Louisiana sometimes. So it's I was the first one to say Los Angeles.
Yeah,
but like, dude, like, there's nothing LA about the guy. So we were chopping it up. Got contacts on them. Izzy really want to come on. She was like, when you guys are ready to talk to a real one, I was like, you don't know the politics we got to deal with, but we would love to talk to you for whenever you want, Shout out to Izzy. She's a beast. Got to see Noelle Foley.
Okay.
Noelle Foley, been a friend of mine for a while.
Her on too.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, we could do that. Yeah, we could do that easy. And then, after night one, so I finally get to my seat. And who is sitting next to me? JoJo.
JoJo was it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I saw you and JoJo on air. I caught it, and I was going to send you a picture. They'd be like, explain this.
Explain this. So
shout out to JoJo.
Me and JoJo look like,
you sit right next to each other. That was
so because she's there for Liv, because Liv is her girl. Yeah. So chopping up with JoJo, and then she was like, "Hey, so I'm going to." Wrestle It. Javon is going to be there. Hit up Javon. Mm-hmm. Javon. So I go to support Javon and JoJo, and boy, was it sweaty in there.
Wrestle It.
That
was after.
Yeah, it was after. It was like they're trying to make it a new Wale Mania type thing. And yeah,
I saw a video of you in the club.
It was like, I ain't been in one of these clubs in a very long time. And it's a wild situation when everybody asks you, "Are you okay?" I'm having a good time, man. It's all good. And we was kicking it. It got wild, but it was a contained chaos.
Okay,
great night. Also, got to chop it up with Tommy Dreamer and Bully.
Okay.
My boy David LaGreca and Mark. We were all just talking about the night and everything. Night one went great. Night two, before I even wake up, Triple H got my ticket. Bam. I was like, man, what a guy. What a guy.
Who got your ticket?
Triple H.
Who?
Because see, my buddy is Paul.
Oh, God.
When he's in his business mode, it's Triple H.
Oh, okay. That's how that works.
Yeah, you understand. Shout out to Kobe. So I went night two. It was really good to see Randy Orton come back.
Yeah.
That was a pop that was like, felt it in your bones a little bit. CM Punk, Cody Rhodes. Bam, look at that RKO.
I mean, you love the black and white.
Because it feels so timeless, Tony Storm. But yeah.
But sometimes it's hard to, I'm assuming, okay, that's Randy RKO.
Randy RKO and Cody Rhodes.
That's a good one.
This one right here, right before the match, CM Punk staring into the eyes of Cody. And you know that these two want to put on a banger. Cody Rhodes coming out in his full glory.
And he's right there, he's hitting the,
whoa! And those dudes are just old school fans. And I know this is what I feel personally. I feel like they saw the match that Roman and CM Punk put on, and Cody was like, I need that. I need some of that. No. We need to put on something. I need that. And Punk is the guy to do it to you. He came out with that same WrestleMania entrance where it was no music.
No music till he got down on his knee. He had the green jacket representing the Minnesota North Stars, former NHL team.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I was like, man, that's green and gold.
That's where that was.
See, my mama a Dorsey Don, so like that's their
okay,
thing. Go green
scheme.
and gold. Shout out to mom.
The 20 on the back, I think, represented 20 years with WWE. That's
right, because I think he got a new dog. He got a tattoo of a dog pushing Larry, and so like I'm like, do you have a new dog? But anyway, I'm not trying to.
By the way, there's no way they got a new dog.
Right? No way.
I would say because just watching Unreal, I would say they probably, because he said it's going to take some time to heal.
Yeah.
So I'd be surprised if they got a new dog already, not knowing them.
Also,
like
when
that.
did they shoot the Unreal thing?
That
had to be before.
That was when
Survivor Series.
Yeah, that was when AJ had her match with Becky.
Yeah. So it had Either way, we're about to we'll go off on a tangent. So
apparently, people like our tangents.
Yeah,
I've been reading in the comments.
When we talked about other shows that we could do together and all.
You and Punk?
Anyway, no, me and you.
Yeah.
Also, the Oba Brock match. All right,
we should. dip to the whole card.
Yeah. Because there was a few things that happened.
Well, let's just get into the card.
All right, I just want to get this shot.
Yeah. Oh, that shot. Ooh.
This shot. That is a fireball that popped up.
You caught that right mid.
Yeah, I didn't know fire was happening. Like, I could feel it, and then when I took the picture, it kind of spooked me. I don't want to say I was scared.
People, you got to understand, when you're that close,
it's fire.
You feel, and I'm talking like you don't have to be close.
Yeah.
You can feel the heat from these pyros and these fireballs. So, I saw you were in like no worse than maybe the third row, so I could definitely
we're row two behind the announce desk. And also to the guy on WWE who grabbed the hot box right after the fire came out.
Did he burn himself?
I mean, I know I would have. I was like, "Ugh, that's not good." But yeah, let's go down this card.
We got it. The picture you just saw, Ober and Brock.
Yeah,
they were the main event. They went on last, which is kind of not. That's very unusual because Brock usually has traditionally liked to go on first and get out. So when I started the card, I was like, "Wait a minute, was I late?"
Right.
Like, did I miss Brock and Oba? So the whole time I'm watching the whole card, I'm like, I hope they don't give out the result of the match.
Yeah.
And then we got to the end of Cody and Punk. I was like, oh, wait a minute, that's the main event. But Hell in a Cell, Oba and Brock, the passing of the torch moment.
Yeah.
Look, we all know we're Oba Femi friendly here. I'm also,
some might say Oba feminist.
Oh yeah, okay. Also, Brock Lesnar fans, and I know that can come with based upon things that have happened. You either like Brock, you don't. I'd like to keep things in the squared circle type of thing. So as a professional wrestler and a performer, I understand the value. I understand the greatness of Brock Lesnar. So that being said, Hell in a Cell, this probably didn't need to be a Hell in a Cell match because they didn't really effectively use the cell. Like, it could have just been a straight up regular cage match if that's what you wanted.
Right.
So that was one thing I didn't love about the match was the fact that the cell really didn't, like, you can't even compare this to, say, even Punk and McIntyre.
Yeah, no way.
No comparison.
No.
So maybe it shouldn't have been Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
If you absolutely had it, just make it a regular steel cage match. That was my one thing. It was about 9 minutes long. I guess I wasn't expecting a 20-minute Matt Classic either, right? But the one thing I have before we get to the end, like Brock exposing the wood. A lot of people don't realize this. This was a nod back to, I think, 2015 Hell in a Cell against the Undertaker. Same thing. Taker had the exposed wood. He,
sealed the deal.
He hits Brock with the,
with the tombstone power driver.
And then Brock kicked out.
Yeah.
So that was a nod back to that, which, either you got, I don't think a lot of people even remembered that, but, I did. And so Brock, that was strange. He puts him up in the F5 and then he does the throat slash and he flips. And I was like, oh!
First of all, hell of a feat.
Come on. 302 pounds, and that was on weigh-in day. So
hell of a feat.
He was probably if they're like boxers, he was probably like 315 by the time fight time. So he transitions it, tombstone, boom, 1-2, Oba kicks out, and that's like the moment, What was it like in the venue when that happened?
It was, I was sitting behind, what's my man's name from Modern Family?
Eric Stone Street.
Yeah, man. Great guy.
Yeah.
Great guy. Him and his lovely wife, they were amazing.
He's got this like weird friendship with Brock Lesnar where if you ever seen Eric will make a video and he'll be sitting there with the phone on his face and he'll be like, "Ooh, I'm so mad." Yeah. The first person I see, I'm going to punch, and then Brock will just show up. And they've been doing this for years.
Forever,
So, it's real. I don't know how they got to become friends.
Yeah. So that's his boy. And, when Oba came out, he kind of looked around, and in a joking way, he goes, who's the bad guy? I said, Brock. It's kind of Brock.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, but who's going to win? I was like,
not Brock.
Oba. like, listen to the crowd. And he was looking around. He was like, everybody kind of really seems behind this guy. And I was like, Oba's the man. Yeah. Like, Oba is the man. And, of course, I got to do the, Oba. Like, I got to do that. I'm here. I have to do that. The slow turn that Eric gave me of like, I'm like, yeah, man, I'm sorry. Like, I gotta rock with Oba, bro. Like, I love Brock.
I'm still gonna cheer for your boy when he
writing's
comes out.
on the wall, baby. Like, you know. And yeah, Brock comes out just a beast of a man, giant. And your point is 100% on the money. They didn't use the cage. They didn't use the cell. I mean, they didn't like.
There was one point where Oba put a table up against the cell. I think he threw Brock through, or he got.
Yeah,
but I mean, it was just like not.
That's it.
Yeah,
like I was expecting, and I think this also went into a little bit of why night one kind of fell a little flat to me.
Okay.
There were some good moments, but like as far as an overall, it was like that was cool. You know, that was all right. But we know that Punk and Cody aren't going to be main because this is Brock saying goodbye. This is a moment in wrestling history right here, and they just want to give him as much time as he wants to have to do whatever. And so right before I got to the stadium, I found out that Cody and Punk weren't going to be the main.
Oh, okay.
I found out through Twitter. And I'm expecting them to be, you know, at least some color around here. I was expecting it to be like
going out like
yeah,
a warrior.
man. Like it was the match that we should have expected because this is what the other two have been. Yeah. But like even when I say that, think about how many F5s and everything that Oba went through to take his loss. Yeah. You know, and when you start to be the smart wrestling fan, you're like, all right, but they still protected Oba's finish. You know, they still like those things like still have to happen. And Oba looked strong, looked like the unbeatable force and all of that. But just as the fan who wants to see a little bit more fireworks, could have gave me 15 minutes.
I feel you.
Could have gave me 15.
And also, you know, the fact that when Oba went for his finisher, the exposed wood was right there. And I think everyone on planet Earth, because that would have really put like a solid exclamation point on it. But he didn't hit the move on the exposed wood. And everyone kind of thinks that maybe he should have because Brock immediately looked over.
Yeah.
My feeling was maybe Brock should have kicked out. Made the vet call.
Yeah.
Because there's two things that happened in this SummerSlam that I think a call should have been made. And this was one of them. Maybe Brock should have kicked out, made Oba do it again. So if he was hesitant about doing it on the wood, which I think they could have done it safe enough, then have him just do it again. Now you got two fall from graces.
Right.
This is putting your period, your exclamation, they're putting the stamp on it. So that was my issue.
Now, me being because before the end of the main event, I had to make sure I got backstage because once the seats were released, it would have been a nightmare for me to get back there. So I watched the finish.
Oh, so you got up and
watched the finish backstage. And just from overhearing, my little inside baseball moment, he was supposed to drop him on the wood.
Okay.
But he can't see. I got Brock Lesnar in my face. Like, I can't, you know? And there were people that were like, you know, all right, try to get it again. And Brock made the call. Like,
to not kick out.
No. Protected Oba's finish. You know, like no matter what.
And you know, Shay, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't really look at it that way.
Yeah.
Because my whole thing was to make sure we had that visual of that moment.
Yeah.
But I didn't really think about protecting the finisher while I'm saying on Twitter, maybe he should have kicked out. Okay, fine.
That's the Brock call.
I get that.
And, you know, once again, I'm in catering. You know, I don't know where you know, I'm not in Gorilla like I was Saturday night's main event. That was crazy. But like people knew the feeling was that he was supposed to hit him on the wood and that Brock protected Oba's finish.
Okay.
And so like that is like
that's
just another one of those things that like because we have our idea of Brock. But then when you look at like the little details about like protecting Oba's finish when he told Drew McIntyre, grab the belt. Grab the belt when he's standing over Brock.
Where we told Oba to put his foot on his chest.
When you hear those little things, it starts to kind of unravel not only his mind for a big moment and what it means to like have that big moment for these big men, But then, you kind of see what kind of guy Brock is. To not only put himself in a position where, like, I'm making you look strong as hell over me.
Yeah.
But to think like that in those moments is just a moment of respect that maybe you don't see from the beast incarnate. But, like, the man sees that in Oba and felt like he finally found his successor.
Yeah. And then, Oba gets the 1, 2, 3, crowd goes hyped, and then, Brock comes in the ring, grabs the mic, and then, he gives his speech. This was the past. This is the future. That's that torch. That's that moment where Taker stood in front of Roman, hit him on the chest and said, "It's your yard now." And if you go back and look at that, you could see. Go back and look at that moment after this. Go look up Undertaker passes the torch to Roman Reigns. I'm sure will be the YouTube. When he tells Roman, "This is your yard now," the look, Roman Reigns turns into like a little kid in that moment. You can see it in his face. Just go watch it. You can tell it meant the world to him, and he kind of like bows his head down and kind of smiles because that's the biggest rub you could get from Taker. So, same thing. Oba looked like he was about to cry. Like, because he understands the magnitude. Brock Lesnar, the beast incarnate, the man who has beaten every top superstar in history for the last 20 plus years, is saying, "I'm the past. This is the future." I mean, what more can you ask, right? Like,
and it's WWE is really good at that. Like, that is the storytelling that you hear so much, and those moments in wrestling, like, if you're paying attention, you get it off bat. But, like, they're good at, like, reminding you, like, backtracking, like what happened on last episode. Like they're good at kind of spoon feeding those moments for new fans to be able to appreciate as well. And you could feel like this is a big moment, and that doesn't happen without it. I don't know. It still happens, but I don't think it is that wrapped up and special if that's not the last match that's on.
Yeah.
And, even for Oba to come back on that Monday and telling Paul, like, tell him I said thank you, because that's a huge moment. It's a huge moment. It's not anything that I ever thought. Whenever I look at other superstars and like passing a torch, like, all right, yeah, this guy is the new what you looked for in me. I never thought Brock. I never figured Brock would find somebody to do that with.
Right. And for as great as Oba is, like, Brock Lesnar is an anomaly.
Yeah,
right? He is an anomaly. You look at his background at the University of Minnesota as a collegiate wrestler, him coming up, breezing through OVW, to his debut where he almost killed 3 people in the ring, when he made his debut in 2002, to leaving, to becoming the youngest world champion, to saying, all right, I want to try something else, to going to Japan. A lot of people don't even bring up the fact that he was the IWGP heavyweight champion. Then to go and to try to become a football player with the Minnesota Vikings, and then becoming the UFC world heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
All right, there is no script for this, right?
Yeah.
This is the real deal. And there are men in there who don't want this dude who came from wrestling to represent them as champion. So it's not like somebody gave him something. The man lost his first fight. He tapped out. Let's not forget. And then he worked on his game, and he almost beat Frank Mir to death. Yeah. Wins the championship, defends the championship. So, and then he comes back years later to the WWE and kind of, I don't want to say regains his crown, but kind of regains his crown, right? So there's probably never going to be another man like him in professional wrestling. Even with Kurt Angle, by the way, that was the anniversary of him winning the Olympics I think last week. But even with Kurt Angle, but he didn't go and do the other things that Brock did. So, like I said, Brock Lesnar, you're never really going to see another man like that in WWE. And I was watching a lot of videos. I see TikTok videos, Instagram videos of people with big followings, and they're constantly complaining about Brock because of this court case thing. Like I said, that's not really where we dive in. Yeah. It's not waters that we swim in, because I don't have all the information. But I do know there are people in there making videos like, but it was already over. He didn't need Brock Lesnar. We don't need Brock Lesnar. And it's like, you can't be serious because
like
there is an aura that this man possesses that nobody else has, right? So, yeah, was Oba a star? Sure, he was on his way to becoming a star. He's not a household name yet.
No.
Like, we love Oba Femi,
Right.
but he's not a household name yet. Beating Brock Lesnar is the thing that helps take you from this level and put you on.
Yeah.
Is he a household name yet? Maybe not, but guess what? He's getting there, and he's gonna be. So, yeah, for people to say Oba didn't need Brock, and no, man, you're looking at it all wrong, and you're wrong. You're essentially wrong.
You're not looking at the team aspect of this. And like for what it is, professional wrestling is like a solo sport. Like it is how big can you get yourself over and all those things, but the team quality of wrestling when you can do things like Roman Reigns where you're all the way up here and you can uplift family members and bring them up. Like, yeah, Jacob was always going to be in the main event. But like now there's new eyes because there are people who don't watch every week but know Roman Reigns.
Right.
And so when I know Roman Reigns is going to be there, oh, I see this dude always talking with Roman Reigns. Now you're getting Jacob's name up, the Usos' names up, Solo's name up. With Brock and Oba, ESPN knows sports. And they know Brock Lesnar. And now Oba is going to always be the man who retired Lesnar, the man who Lesnar passed the torch to. And it's not always for us fans who are watching weekly, who are up to date. Those casual fans, bro, adding new fans, that is how that's how you stay afloat. That's how you stay the biggest wrestling company in the world. The most important fan is the newest fan. It just has to be like that. And so people are going to have their opinion. You're right to have that opinion, but I'm allowed to be like, this is cool.
Yeah.
Happy for Oba. Brock Lesnar, I hated when he first came around. I'm a Rock guy.
Oh.
His first victim was The Rock.
Think about that. Brock Lesnar's first championship.
Yeah, against The Rock.
Against The Rock.
Yeah, youngest ever at that time. And automatically I was like, this dude, like he's new. Like how is he doing this? I thought there were rules, not for him.
And also, we know how wrestling fans are, right? Let's just say Oba Femi wins King of the Ring, challenges Roman Reigns, or Cody Rhodes, who had the belt at the time. Then it went to Sammy, of course, and then the Punk. You know what the prevailing argument from the IWC would be. You can already
shoving them down.
Why are you
our
shoving
throats?
Oba Femi down our throats? Why are you shoving them down? We all know that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? So now he's not shoved down. Now we're going to go down a path. We're going to take a little journey.
Yeah.
Right? And at the end of this journey, which will ultimately lead to him holding one of those belts, it's not going to be today, but it's going to be at some point. Is it going to be WrestleMania? Maybe they're going to draw it out that long. Who knows? But the fact is, it will end up that way. But you won't be able to say you shoved them down our throats because now they're taking a calculated approach and steps. And what I did love on Monday night, as Oba makes his proclamation of being the man
in his royal garb.
Our man Kazim had the actual word for the garb. I have to go back and look what it's called. Who comes out but Braun Breaker? Now, this brings back our point a few weeks ago when you said it was all set up, and it was set up for Braun Breaker to be the man, and Braun Breaker is going to be the man.
Right.
So he's going to be one of the men. Okay. There's not just going to be one. There's going to be a 2 or 3 or 4.
This roster's stacked.
Yeah, there's almost a pillars, and he's definitely one of the pillars.
Yeah.
And we didn't even plan to talk about this, but if I had to say the 4 pillars of the future for WWE, probably going to be Oba, Trick, Braun. I don't know who I'd put in that 4th spot.
Right.
There's a lot of people but the point being is we thought Braun was going to be here. Injuries, some things kind of moved him down slightly, but in no way, shape, or form is he going to be forgotten about.
No
in no
way.
way, shape, or form is he going to be dropped to the bottom of the list. No, he's just not 1A right now.
Right.
He might be 1B for the future, but the fact is that showdown, that stare down, that's a WrestleMania main event in the future. And that built to that. So that was good to see. That way, we're not forgetting about Braun Breaker. He's still the future. But now we got like these two.
Yeah, we got Gabby Douglas and Simone Biles.
And Simone Biles, right? Also, remember a few months ago, it was probably longer, a few months ago, maybe last year, we had Braun and Jacob. Remember they had that? And we were like, take the money.
Yeah,
that's also right there. That's also right there for the taking. So,
man, I don't know if Jacob's not that other pillar.
He could be.
You know, like
he could be. Or if they let this man go on and just be his true self, Solo Sikoa could be. Because we've been saying this for months. I remember maybe 6-7 months ago, I said Solo's problem is he's too funny. You can't be this funny and then be looked at as a monster heel. One thing's got to give, and it looks like they're going to lean into him being funny, being a fan favorite. It's a slow thing, but like Solo's kind of undeniable right now.
Right. So and there's that momentum, that run. But Brock Lesnar, Femi, that entire moment. There was something I wanted to say, but then you got me excited talking about the breaker. It'll probably come to me next week, but it's a passing of the torch moment. Brock to come in and have the effect that he did. Oh yeah, I remember now. With Femi and the IWC, and once they become champ for what the IWC is too fast and shoved down our throats and all that. The hunt is always the better story.
We've always
it's just always, or even when it comes to like, I as a former sneakerhead, me trying to find and get the shoe and do all that was always the best part, because once I got it, I'm gonna put them right next to the other ones.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
and like when you get into a relationship with a girl or a guy, the flirting is the best part. The hunt is the fun. It is the journey, not the destination. It is the friends we made along the way. Shout out to One Piece. That better not be what the One Piece is, by the way. So it is. It's just you got to be patient, and you got to see all of the side quests first before we just skip to the end, because once you're there,
it's over.
You're there. Cody was the big finish the story. It was so everywhere. He didn't like the shit. It was everywhere. And now that Cody's the face, QB1, they half and half on him.
Yeah.
So it is.
Once you get there,
be patient. Yeah, because once you get there, you're there.
And speaking at the end, last week I looked right into that camera and I told everyone, I said, this will be Brock Lesnar's last wrestling match, or something to that effect. Whatever I said, the quote being that this was going to be it. I had a feeling.
Yeah.
And then we find out yesterday on the Pat McAfee show, Brock comes on, zooms in, and he officially announces his retirement.
Yeah.
So that is the ending. Now, do I believe it's really over? I always got to take a man at his word, right?
Yeah, always.
But we know WrestleMania is coming up in Saudi Arabia. We know that bags filled with money are going to be passed around. Did they fill his bag enough to get him to come out of retirement in Canada to go over there and go WrestleMania? I don't know. But according to Brock Lesnar, take him at his word, this was it. So,
this was it.
If that is the case, we salute you, sir.
Yep.
You
best of luck in your future endeavors.
Sensational. But Brock Lesnar, and he set up. You can't say he didn't do his part. He set the guy up for the future, and now we'll see where they allow Oba to take it. Right?
Watch they make him be. I know how they go get him to Saudi.
Whatever you say. Oh, okay.
I know how they go get him to Saudi.
How they gonna do that?
They go throw his ass in that Hall of Fame, make his ass go out there.
Right? That could be. You never know. Now, moving on, you good with that? Was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
How you feel about Liv beating Io?
Well, that's right. The next thing, I don't know if you heard me say Liv before. Yeah. So, women's world championship match. Liv Morgan defeated Io Sky. How did I feel about it? Well, of course, there's always some outside interference. A little bit, right? And I thought they put together a really good match. It was fun.
Yeah.
Of course, you had a little bit of Judgment Day
shenanigans.
but ultimately Liv retained. And as Io Sky's number one fan, no worse than number 5, I would say. We're definitely top 5. It kind of, you go, well, I think we all assumed Io was going to win, right?
I just beat you.
But then I go back to the thing, right, with John Cena. And we talked about, and I'm going to get into this later too, the fact that John Cena, remember fighting Dom, he literally touched every member of the Judgment Day. And we were like, because of that, you got to keep the Judgment Day strong, right? So Raquel wins the IC title on Monday. I guess in my heart, I was like, they're really not going to take this title off of Liv right now.
Yeah.
Because you can't waste what Cena did. And I'm going to talk about what I feel is being wasted a little later on. But when it comes to them in particular, Liv with the kick and the ding-ding to Cena, Roxanne hitting the pop rocks, Raquel hitting them with the Tiana bomb. It's like he went out of his way to make sure that eyes got on these women. So you got to kind of, and I hate you got to keep them look strong, but you got to kind of.
You got to. I mean, it's, at the end of the day, it's still a business. You have to keep your pieces looking strong. And halfway through the match, I thought, how is Stephanie going to get her revenge? Like, if Io wins this, is Stephanie just mad at Liv because she won at WrestleMania? It's not like, they had their promo battles and all of that, and like I guess I would be okay with that, but like Stephanie got to get her get back. Yeah. So I think Liv's gonna make it through this one, and she did. And we'll get to Monday. Obviously, that's still it's a yap fest today. I hope y'all ready. It's a lot going on. But yeah, I mean, my mom was not happy.
Your mom?
My mom was not happy. Okay. I got a text. Bullshit. That's all it said. And
Kim wasn't feeling it?
No, because she liked Io. And
I love Io.
I mean, Io's so cool.
Yeah.
But Liv retains like she told us she would.
And she said, as she always says, she's the greatest women's champion
of all time. We could have went longer, but I was
running out of breath there. But so Liv Morgan retains, defeats Io Sky. Then we had these aren't in order or anything, but the 6-man tag match: Los Angeles Knights, Solo Sikoa, and last week's guest Royce Keys. They got the dub over Jacob Fatu.
They needed
the Usos. It was super necessary.
They needed it.
They needed that. The Usos though with that, and Jacob with that entrance was pretty dog.
Sick.
I said dog because it was out there like it was pretty good. Is what I. It's funny how the brain word just slipped in there. Bro, I was going to say he came out like a dog and it was good, but I just said it came
Rich
out.
Eisen, whatever that dude's name was, Rich was trying to say
Tuli. Yeah.
Tuiopo.
I've never seen Rich get caught up like that.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, we almost lost him back there.
But yeah, so they get the dub. That was super necessary for them. And, the Usos are already goated. They're not going to lose anything by.
But that way you keep all of them up, and then now you have even more Jacob and Jay drama. So it's the right decision. Right.
And then also the 6-woman tag match, Fatal Influence defeated the Bella Twins and Paige.
Yeah.
There's another thing I have a problem with, and I said earlier about I wish a call had been made. A fine match, whatever. Brie Bella obviously hurts her shoulder. It looked like she took a few cannonballs into the steel steps and that hurt her shoulder. Or find out it's a spatula. A spatula? Is that what the...
Hey, bless you.
Yeah, I think she was
Tekla?
Shout out to Tekla, by the way. Whatever, whatever part in her body, man, she broke it or she hurt it. So they went through the end. Fatal Influence gets the win, and then we all kind of assumed that Nikki and Brie were going to turn on Paige, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. This is where I wish a creative liberty had happened. This is where I wish an audible had been called. If you sit there and you see that Brie Bella's obviously hurt, I would have, this is me personally, if I'm in church, I'm calling off the turn. Because now all you got to do is flip Nikki for Brie. And I hate saying it like that, like these women or these performers are disposable. But these are twins. These are sisters. Brie's obviously hurt.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't do this heel turn right now. Yet. We'll find out what's wrong with her, and then if we got to turn Nikki, we'll do it on Monday or we'll do it on Friday. That was the only thing going through my mind because Bree's obviously hurt. Now Nikki turns on Paige. You could have still had Fatal Influence against a Bella and a Paige, right?
Yeah.
But now you're going to have, I guess, Nikki and Paige, but what's that leave for Fatal Influence?
Yeah, exactly.
So I really wish at that point someone would have called an audible, be like, yo, Nikki, let's hold off on this. Let's not have the heel turn. If you find out Bree's fine, great. Monday, Saturday, Friday, whatever would come out, boom, 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 do it. Find out she's not fine. Now we can still have Bree and Paige. I don't know. Maybe am I wrong for that?
No. Because number one, I said once I saw Paige took the pin for them to lose the titles. I was like, this is where the seed is planted. There's the reasoning. There's the logic right there.
Because we said last week that was going to happen because Nikki is a heel at heart.
Yeah, she and they're so good at it.
Yeah.
And first of all, shout out to I don't know who he was in catering, but he was like, "Oh no, I think Bree's really hurt." And I was like, "Yeah, you sure?" He was like, "Think about it. I've never seen Bree sell this long in her life." And I was like, "Yeah, she's like really giving it."
And you could tell on her face, especially when Nikki was, she threw like I think 2 kicks at Paige.
It was like grimace, like you could real grimace. And so now you got Nikki versus Paige, and honestly, where does it go?
Yeah, because we were setting up. I think obviously people, at least we wanted maybe the Bellas against Paige and AJ.
Oh,
maybe, right? But now we're not going to get that. And so that's why I kind of...
Oh, my God. That was so obviously the plan.
I think so. It should have been the plan.
Oh!
But now we can't have that because we can't have nice things.
TJ. Oh, that ruined my day.
So now Fatal Influence.
Oh! The money!
You met
money, TJ!
So I'm kind of upset about that because you know how much we love the Bellas and Paige. But you have to think that that's AJ and Paige against Nikki and Brie.
The money.
Or we could have had the 4 of them, like they said on their podcast, maybe taking on the 4 horsewomen or 4 of them. Like there's so much we could have done, but now Bree's out.
Right.
So
get well soon.
Yeah.
Get well soon.
For real.
Damn.
I hated to see Brie getting hurt though, man. Because it's just, and I go to the human aspect. Like Bree's really not going at this full time like she used to. Like she's a mom.
Remember all the hoops that lady had to jump through just to get back.
Yeah, so that really did suck to see her get hurt. So, but
we need that.
Damn. So get well soon, Breezy, and we'll see where Nikki and Paige go. And then we had the undisputed WWE Championship match. CM Punk defeat Cody Rhodes.
Yes,
it was a good match. I don't think it was great.
It started slow.
Started slow. They had a good match, like I said. I don't think it was a great match, but it was a good match.
Yeah, I feel like just the beginning was slow, and it's because like if you're in the position that Cody Rhodes is in, where like nobody's really a heel, there's no malice that was like displayed through the promos,
but you also know you're the one that is gonna get more booze than the other guy.
Yeah, but then you also like you've had this before. You've had Cody versus Cena the last time.
Yeah, you're not.
But you don't want to do that match over.
Yeah.
So it's like but with what they worked with towards that middle when the kickouts are happening, that's when the match is like really getting cooking, and I felt like they found their stride, and then you get the surprise of Randy Orton.
Yeah,
Randy Orton, bro. When I saw it was him, first of all, jacked.
Yeah.
The dude's wider than all outside.
We figured one of these 2 championship matches Saturday was going to happen.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Sammy to interrupt it. I'm just being a hater.
Sammy, because he had a match. I was thinking it was either going to be Randy or Drew McIntyre, to be honest.
Yeah, Drew, that's the last big dude. Because looking at my man, Baron Corbin, Lone Wolf, Nomad, Baron Corbin, Cass. When I saw those guys, I'm like, they're looking for Oba food. Like, they're looking for, like, somebody to bang, like, you know, to be able to like go face to face with the man at least. But Drew is another one. A Drew Oba feud
could happen because they've been in the ring together. I think, right? They kind of cross paths.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah,
but yes. So it was night one.
So, but Punk, and of course, Punk didn't see Randy hit Cody with the RKO.
What happened here?
So he looks up, he's down. You got to do what you got to do. You got to finish the match.
I mean, you know, what am I do? 1, 2, 3.
What are you going to do? Not finish the match? You know what I'm saying?
The best in the world.
There he is.
Look at that.
Guest number 1. You know, CM Punk. And, you know, you got to give Punk credit too, man. This dude's done a really amazing body transformation, putting on obvious mass, because I think he knows he's in for a long title run, and he's got some big boys that are going to be coming for him. Case in point, his next challenger, Kevin Owens.
When I tell you, TJ, deafening.
Oh, it came
deafening.
It came through the next night with KO.
God.
But yeah, so he stood tall, he got the win, and he's setting himself up for, like I said, I think a long title reign. But before we leave night one, we got to give a shout out to the national treasure, Nick Aldis.
Oh my God.
Came out, and he and Gunther had a very competitive match. And for people who had never seen Nick Aldis, and I know there are people who never saw Nick Aldis wrestle, right, that are WWE fans. So you didn't know about his TNA runs. You know, you didn't know about his NWA runs. You've never seen the man with his shirt off before.
Yeah.
And then you come out and you see this dude is still jacked. All right.
Because he don't hope. He wish.
And WWE got Oasis song. They got him an Oasis song, man. Like, AEW is great at doing that, paying an absorbent amount of money to license the song. WWE traditionally does not do that. So for him to get Oasis to walk him down to the ring, that was really dope. And then you get him in the ring, man, and he got up on that turnbuckle, and the primal scream that he let out. Yeah. And he looks like a superhero. The dude is just jacked, and he's screaming on the top rope, and he looks every bit like a star.
Yeah.
And it's just like, man, like, you should still be doing this.
Dude, when him and Cody had that match back in the day, my sister Karima swore up and down. She was like, if they put him over there, they got a nice little roster.
I remember your sister asked me through you what I knew about Nick Aldis or something.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, you got to watch this, and this.
Dude, Karima put me on the map with him, watching that match with him and Cody. And yeah, for him to go to WWE, put the suit on, you know, there's a lot of people that I had to like let know online, like, this dude's gonna go hard. And he did. And now they have that card that they can play. Yeah. Like, now it's like, all right, don't be coming around here barking too much at Nick Aldis, bro.
Because you
gotta watch out.
You don't get something you don't want.
Choke the shit out you.
AKA these hands.
Yeah.
You know?
And I knew, TJ, I was like, watch how many people be like, is that Mickie James?
Like, if you're a wrestling fan, you should know, you don't maybe not know that Mickie James, my second favorite women's wrestler of all time. That's how high of a status until Asuka came around. Yeah. Mickie James was my number one from probably WrestleMania 19 until
that's when I was, this lady's crazy.
Yeah, until Asuka came, and I was like, well, listen, everyone else is gonna get bumped down the list a little. But yeah, Mickie James.
What she used to have at TNA, Kicking Country or something?
Hardcore Country.
Hardcore Country. Yeah.
So Mickie James, like I said, my second favorite women's wrestler of all time, married to Nick Aldis, which caused one-sided beef with me and Nick Aldis when he married her, because I 100%. Always assumed that I might have had a chance. I didn't.
100%.
But you know how we do.
I mean, I'm still mad at Corey Graves. You know, right? It happens.
But yeah, so he and Gunther put on a really good match, man, and he held his own. Now, Gunther had to win, right? He had to win because of the history of Goldberg, Cena, Styles. Something we never really mentioned, we forget for some reason, Goldberg, Cena, Styles, Rollins. Because we sometimes forget he beat Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. We don't that doesn't get brought up enough.
Big W's.
So you're talking for the greatest of all time. He went through. Yeah. So yeah, you can't have him lose, even though he did lose to Cody, but that was a championship match. So I think the goal was just to make Nick look as good as he could, and he did, man. And even when Gunther got out the ring, you didn't see this because you were there. You had to be at home. Gunther's sitting on the apron, and he said something to the effect of, he was a lot better than I thought he was, or something that he gave him props. I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was something to the point where that was better than I thought, or he was better than I thought.
Third gear.
Yeah, and so that was respect. And then it was cool to see Mickey and their son get in the ring. And like you said, there were probably thousands of people there that didn't ever know that connection between Mickey James and Nick Aldis. So that was really
put some
cool.
Respect on it.
Yeah, and then we find out, later that Nick's handing over his resignation to your boy, Paul, or Triple H. Is he Paul or Triple H in this case?
Oh, in this case,
business is Triple H.
Yes, Triple H.
So Nick Aldis is going to hand his letter of recognition.
Your resignation.
His letter of resignation.
Yeah.
And he's giving a speech, and you can see Triple H is just staring. I'm like, all right, yeah, cool. All right. And then he says, all right, bet. Well, that was nice to know, but guess what? I still need a GM for SmackDown. So
you're hired.
We'll see you at work. So I'm sure people are going to be complaining about that. Like, well, he quit. He didn't quit, but guess what?
He quit being a performer.
We got to hire somebody for the job. I'm not reading all these resumes. You were doing a good job. You got the job back.
Well, hey, you know what? I do not. You want to know what's the worst day to be Triple H?
What's that?
When he has to book that Gunther versus Oba.
Oh, yeah.
That ain't nobody going to be happy.
Yeah, no one's going to be happy.
But
I don't think we're going to see that anytime soon.
Yeah, you can't. You can't do that right now.
No.
Like, you keep them as far from each other as possible. Because, like, where do you go with that?
Where do you go? Yeah.
You know what? In the comments, I'm asking y'all right now.
All right.
In the comments, if you Triple H, where do you go? If you had to book Oba Gunther today.
Yeah, who wins? Who goes over?
That's not nice.
No.
I can't answer it. Like,
because one guy's beat, we said 4 legends.
Yeah.
One guy beat I can't say the most dominant force ever.
It's like,
but he might be the most dominant force.
My heart tell me Oba. My brain kind of says Gunther because, like, maybe he can play the experience thing because Oba really still young. He's going to have to, like, wrestle him. Not like he's not going to go powerful.
No,
Remember, we had him on, and he was like, yeah, I would have to, like, wrestle him. I can't go blow for blow.
He's not the Gunther with the weight back in the day. Sure, this is now new, leaner Gunther.
Bro. We're gonna have to break something.
Yeah, so we'll see. It's interesting, but I don't think we're gonna have to worry about that anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried. I'm not Triple H.
Guess what? It is coming. At some point, that decision is gonna have
Storms
to be made.
Are coming. Yeah, bro.
Now we move on to night 2 SummerSlam. That's on Sunday. We spoke about it. Kevin Owens made his return.
Yes.
It was supposed to be a one-on-one match, which infuriated Sami Zayn because we hear it's going to be a triple threat.
Yeah.
And then,
boy.
So now Sami's already mad. And then we hear, no, it's not going to be a triple threat. It's going to be a fatal 4-way.
Yeah.
And then his best friend comes walking in. And that place, like you said, went nuts. It was a fun match, and it could have went either way. Like, any one of these 4 men could have won this match. It could have been Gunther. It could have been Finn. It could have been Sami.
Shot a KO.
But it was. It was that's a dice shot. But that was KO. You KO went over. He's now the number 1 contender. We are going to get Kevin Owens and CM Punk on the microphone.
Yep.
For the next few weeks and probably months, they're going to have some legendary, really, really, truly disrespectful mic battles that are coming up. Because I think about, like, we take a look back to AEW when Punk was there with Eddie Kingston, right? There was 2 guys who didn't like each other, and it came through in the promo battle, right? I don't know how cool Punk and KO are, whether they are or whether they're not. I know we're going to get gold on these microphones in the next few weeks between those guys, and this is going to be a one-off, I don't think. We're going to see a nice little program. Get excited, because I think they're going to bring the best out of each other in the next couple of weeks.
Because they back in the day, they teased it a little bit when Punk first came back and he was looking for directions, and KO was being mean to the new guy who's kind of the old guy. And I think the last time they were in ring talking on the mic, Punk said, I never lost to Logan Paul.
Oh, yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah.
We're going to get a lot of that. Yeah. It's going to be... One thing about having time off, I've been watching.
Yeah, it gives you a lot of time to think.
Yeah, I got a lot of.
And you
got a lot in the chamber right here.
And you got 2 5-star men on this microphone, man.
Yeah.
So this is good. Kevin Owens and Punk.
Yep.
Buckle up, because this is going to be fun.
That's going to be great.
And then we had the U.S. Championship match. Baron Corbin defeated Trick Willie for the championship. Hold
on.
This is not one of my more favorite Trick matches, I guess because he didn't win.
Yeah.
And I like Baron Corbin. I'm hoping this doesn't hurt Trick. Because we already kind of see Trick as a star, right?
Yeah.
He's got everything needed. There's a guy who just comes back in the company and you reward him with a belt, which infuriates a lot of people.
Of course.
So as someone who liked Baron Corbin, I think End of Days is one of the best finishers of all time. I was down with the Lone Wolf. You know, back in NXT days when he first started, if you can remember, the crowd would count. He would win all of his matches in less than like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So the crowd would count. And if they got up to like 40, then something was wrong. Like there were so many people. I remember when he hit Bull Dempsey with the End of Days because you thought he can't get a guy who's 340 pounds up in that thing, and he did it. Truly amazing finisher. He goes on to the main roster, goes through a bunch of different, gimmicks. He's the Lone Wolf, then he's the Constable, then he's broke, then he's happy,
he's
then he's
broke.
rich. But one thing Baron Corbin did, man, is he stayed on your television set every Monday for about, 7 straight years. That's saying something, right?
And before, when the Chief went on that long streak of about 4 years of no losses, his last loss was against Baron Corbin in that damn dog food.
Yep.
But let me.
I don't think we like to think about those days.
No, that was the day the big dog died.
Yeah, that was rough times in the company. But
let me look into the camera when I say this, because the black community has kind of been on me. I get it. We all Trick Williams fans. This used to be the hub for NXT. All right, we might as well have been UPN, as many black people as we had on here.
Sometimes we call ourselves CW.
Yeah. So let me say this: Trick Williams got distracted in the loss. That's what Yachty going through the table. It was a distraction that led to his in-ring, his loss. But this also means that mid-card title's off of him. We might be getting ready for main event Trick. That's also a world where that's happening. And he could get his get back. We don't know.
Oh, they're not done, so I don't think we're worried about it.
What I will say, if there are 100 Baron Corbin fans in the world, I am one of them. If there is one Baron Corbin fan, I am him.
2 if I'm there.
And if there's no Baron Corbin fans, that means that I have died.
Pastor preaching, he was a good man.
Baron Corbin is my dog. That dude, Baron Corbin, the character, I have always, since 2019, I have said that he is a underappreciated heel for the same reasons that TJ just told you. How he's always been able to keep himself on your television screen, no matter what the character is. The dude is underappreciated. As far as a big man, you need somebody quick like that because WWE got a little finesse, in a lot of corners. And right now, we need the bigs to be up right now. When you're introducing Baron Corbin, if he loses that match and he's just back, what does that do? Think about, for the NCW fans, think about that episode with The Godfather. If you watch that interview with The Godfather, he had the European Championship or the Intercontinental
IC title,
and they took it off of him because they told him, you're so over, you got everything, you don't need the title on you too. You're a success whether you got this on you or not. So, is that not Trick? Is Trick not the man? As soon as he walk out there, no matter what he's doing, Baron Corbin, new coming into the company, let's make him seem like a force.
Makes him like a big deal to people that don't know him.
Yeah, so we'll put the strap on him. It's okay. We gonna be all right. We know this, all right?
Trick Williams ain't going nowhere.
Trick Williams?
Yeah.
They just re-signed Yachty. You think Trick Williams going anywhere? We'll be all right, black people.
Yeah, Trick's going to be fine. And, to continue, I guess, on this Baron Corbin hype train,
Nomad.
Tom Peastock played football for the Arizona Cardinals. Okay. So when he first started, I'm doing due diligence. I'm like, oh, this guy was an NFL player. Let me look into him. First thing I saw was training camp fights. He was probably 350 as playing an offensive lineman.
Yep.
I read a lot that training camp fights, these are NFL players. These are alpha males, right? Nobody wanted anything to do with him in the fight. So what I do, I called up my boy Matt Leinart. I said, hey, you remember this guy, Tom Peastock, who was your, yeah, he's a bad mother?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Ain't playing.
Matt was like, yeah, Tom was, and then I do a further deep dive into Tom, former Golden Gloves boxer.
Yeah.
So that's why I was all in on Baron Corbin
Gloves.
back in the day, because I knew these things about
I think
him.
he on your bar fight crew.
He is on my bar fight crew. Matter of fact, he might have been the first dude that I mentioned when I picked my bar fight. So I knew, I saw videos of him throwing hands at NFL training camps. Like I said, he was a legit 6'7", 6'6", 6'7". He was probably 350. You know how big you got to be the offensive lineman.
Yeah.
And they hear people like Aeneas Williams, who's a known tough guy, who say like, nobody wanted no part of Tom. Yeah. That led me to believe, all right, this dude's for real. And so that's why I kind of was always on the Baron Corbin, train a little bit, because I knew he was real, and yeah, it's good to see him back, man. Yep. We got to see him in MLW about last year. We got to see him put in work. He was one half of the tag team champions, but always seems like a good guy. Met him once or twice. Good dude. Loves to cook. Love watching his barbecue videos, man. Need. And here's another thing, right? There's something we talked about, and I think I mentioned it before. A bunch of Kansas City superstars. They do something called Big Slick in Kansas City, which is a thing they do to raise money for the Children's Hospital. They've raised millions of dollars. And he was there. Rich Eisen was there. Rich basically told me, he re-signed with WWE. I sat on this information for a solid 3-4 weeks. I didn't mention it, much like the stuff we knew about AEW that I was told that everything came. So we are a safe haven if you want to tell us stuff. Baby. Yeah, I'm not here to.
You tell me not to tell. I won't tell.
Yeah, I ain't gonna tell, but I'll tell you after a while. After a while that I knew. So we knew that he was signed. We knew he was coming back, and so so now he's the U.S. champion. Now Trick's got to go back on that hunt, but we ain't worried about Trick, and I'll tell you why. If you didn't see this, again. Go to YouTube, go to Instagram after you're done watching us. Find Booker T's call of him announcing Trick as he's walking to the ring. Because Booker T's doing radio. Booker T doing the Booker T thing that made us really fall in love with Trick Williams and his entrance. Booker T was on.
A little seasoning on top.
He was on one that day, and he... 258 pounds of grave stomping, romping, stomping. Oh, yeah, man. You got to see it. Booker was on fire. It was amazing. He was like, turn off your TVs and turn your radios up. So, do yourself a favor if you haven't. Go watch that. But Baron Corbin, the new U.S. champion. Now Trick Willie's on the hunt. And I'm interested to see, because I ain't worried about Trick. Are you worried about Trick?
No, not at all. No. And I forget who I was. So, number one, I hit Tom afterwards, and I was like, because I knew we locked eyes when he came out, because it was only me and the Minnesota Vikings standing up for him. And so I was cheering. He said, dude, I saw you, and I wanted to but I couldn't. I'm in my mode. And so shout out to my boy Tom. But there was somebody, I can't think of who I was sitting next to, but they were talking about Trick, and I was like, he's the the Booker Rock hybrid, bro. Like, he is a star. And he was like, yeah, but I just don't think he has his Austin. Like, he doesn't have his rival. And if it wasn't for the brand split, once again, y'all got to start watching NXT, because him and Oba had something brewing where it was just like, it was going to happen. Like, the collision was going to, especially when he was doing his thing over at TNA and Oba had the title. It was just like an inevitable thing was going to happen. But now with the brand split, I just don't know. And
we're not getting that for him.
Like, no, for a while.
But he kind of has that in the sense of maybe not Austin, but of a wrestling soulmate, a guy who we want to see. Obviously, is Mello.
Yeah, I mean,
that's who we.
That dude need justice.
But again, we don't know. But so he kind of has that built-in story, which is plug and play. Whenever they really want to put those two together, and let's look back at how this started. You were Diesel to his Shawn Michaels, and then you kind of jumped over him.
Yeah,
even though Mello came up first, won the title, did his thing. And remember, it was a slow burn with Melo, too. They didn't give it to him right off the bat. They kind of made him earn it. That way the fans could get behind him.
That Andre the Giant Battle Royale. And then, that was, I don't know what I do. Like, y'all know I still work here?
So, yeah, between him and Ilya, we're still waiting.
I need justice for Ilya. I need justice for Julia.
Yeah.
Like, I need justice, bro.
Melo.
I need justice for Jordan Grace. I don't know what's happening. I'd use them in the game. They're still there. These people can put on bangers. Old school WWE, when I used to watch, I would get a random ass Dean Malenko versus Perry Saturn for no reason whatsoever. You know?
By the way, Dean Malenko and Perry Saturn back in the WCW late 90 days, that would have been a banger of a match.
Yeah, so if you looking for stuff to give us to fill up that TV slot because you got this big promo and then this big promo and then this contract signing that leads to a fight, give us one of these, How
many times have I said that? Just let us wrestle. We like wrestling.
Throw it in there.
What is to be hurt by having a 10-minute Jordan Grace Julia match?
Man, Jordan Grace, Kiana James.
No one's going to complain.
Buff off.
Yeah, no one's going to complain. But anyway, let's get back on track here.
We don't mind.
We had Human Monies on a pole match. Here's my issue.
About to go get a beer.
Here's my issue. Dominic Mysterio had 2 of John Cena's 3 last matches. Dom Mysterio pinned John Cena to become the Intercontinental Champion for the second time. Dom Mysterio is a star. Crowd reaction like very few wrestlers could even pay to have.
Padres suck.
He's the triple mega champion. Danhausen, look, great comedy what's going on here. It's awesome. It's funny. But it might be a little too much because why in the world would you have Dirty Dominic Mysterio beat John Cena and then turn around and have this man respectfully lose to Danhausen? I do not understand. The vision is something I don't see. I don't see the vision. Dom is on the precipice of superstardom. And
That's
I think
a good word.
He can still get there. Well, I majored in journalism. I minored in English.
Nice.
So
Nice.
He was right there. And yet now we've got him losing. Yeah. And again, Danhausen does his thing. Like I said, Barry Kutcher saw Danhausen backstage, and my man lost his mind. And this was literally 8 seconds after him shaking Oba Femi's hand. And then he sees Danhausen and Joe Hendry, another guy who you're kind of like, well, what are we doing here? But I don't know. I didn't like it. I'm just going to say that. As a Dirty Dom fan, as someone who saw, okay, John Cena thinks enough of him. What we say earlier, he touched every member of Judgment Day on his way out the door. He elevated them. Dom became elevated just by being in the ring with John. Yeah. And now we got him jobbing. And I don't like it.
This was a job for JD. This was a job for JD McDonough.
Who, by the way, JD McDonough is really, 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 really good at professional wrestling.
Man, that match him and Finn put on?
Yeah. But he's in a position now where he's not going to be the man right now.
Yeah.
But yeah. This is Dirty Dom.
Yeah, exactly. This dude was walking around here with two straps at one point. And
one of the baddest in the game.
Yeah, so
let's talk about that.
The Judgment Day got the numbers game. There's no reason why they all jump Cena. I feel like that horse has officially died.
No.
The Judgment Day and Danhausen, I feel like
that.
No, not Dirty Dom.
Okay.
Come on now.
You got me worried.
No, come on now, not Dirty Dom. Maybe the Padres. But it is for sure he got the money. He had the money already. But now he has it again. They ripped his jersey. Then he turned a black cat into Karl Anthony Towns. What else do you want? It is done, bro. Like, you're not getting that money back. There was a stipulation in the match. I just want them to remember the reason why Danhausen was hilarious is because he'd randomly pop up. You know, he'd randomly be like,
that's a good point.
Oh, what the hell is Danhausen doing here? Or like, what the, like, you know, now, because there's a new cash cow around here, they're milking it dry. And it has to keep its. If I went to In-N-Out every day, it is not In-N-Out no more. You know, it's just like routine. It doesn't taste the same. If I go to Disneyland every day, I've seen everything. It's not, the magic is
Going
gone.
to lose a little bit.
Don't take away Dan's magic. And that was O'Shea Jackson Jr.
Yeah, it's what makes him special.
Yeah,
but
man.
now, you know, we
Or at least bring in our truths. Let me get some truth housing.
Which, by the way, like, Truth is still doing wonderful comedy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I fear that this might be kind of like the last run, and I'm a little
Man,
worried.
this might be like, now that we got Dan, we can get rid of Truth.
Yeah, but that's different, man. It's a different type of comedy.
Yeah.
Danhausen can't do what Truth does.
No.
You know? But
Truth housing. Let me get it. Let me get it. Let me get that tag team. Now that him and Damian don't got it no more.
they still got it.
What?
They're still champion.
I thought Haku and his boys took care of that.
We haven't even got to that, but they haven't taken the title.
Damn, I thought they took it off of them.
No, not yet.
Man, see?
Not yet.
I'll be on planes, bro.
Yeah, you're way ahead of
You know they don't show USA on Delta flights no more? By the way, this is me complaining because I couldn't watch that SmackDown. I was looking online.
Oh, okay.
I thought they got him.
Nah. All right, so yeah, Danhausen, like I said, I'll, as an aside, I think also this is a good and a bad thing. There are people who really have become introduced to WWE through this ESPN thing, right? So you look at it, if you just really got into it when ESPN jumped on board, then, you know, you're Oba Femi's part of like that generation of people now who are going to look at him as like, he's the ESPN guy. Like, he's been on almost every card. He's actually risen to, you know, top levels.
Yeah.
So him and Danhausen, I kind of feel like when you think ESPN, right, and you think the WWE on ESPN,
Yeah.
based upon the people that they put on, you know, the different daily shows and, you know, the people who seem to be getting, you know, highlighted, Danhausen is probably like the biggest star, and Oba's right there too, but like Danhausen's on everything.
Everything. When they could get the kiddos behind it,
Yeah, that's
the money.
Where the money
that's
is, right?
the money, bro. Oh, what you want for Christmas? Oh, I want that Danhausen tee. I want my face painted. Halloween? Do you know how many of them little things gonna be around here Halloween?
Look, we have one of the bigger comics going right now, and Brad Williams, who says he wanted to be a Minihausen, but he didn't want to be Brad Williams. Like, he didn't want to use his celebrity or his popularity. He just wanted to be someone who was in Danhausen's orbit. That says a lot right there, right? But yeah, so it's just something I was thinking. I'm like, what if you only really got into this during the ESPN era? Danhausen might be the biggest star in this era.
Yeah, ESPN housing.
You know, the only other guy we see all the time, you know, whether, you know, NFL Network or ESPN would be Seth Rollins, because he does a lot of hosting, but that's mainly here with us and with Good Morning Football. But yeah, man, just a random thing. I was like, he's like the face of ESPN wrestling right now.
How high do you think Caleb Williams should be ranked in fantasy? Would you take him?
Not in the first round. I don't think he's going to be a first. But is he top 10 quarterback? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Top 10 fantasy quarterback for sure.
Because I got 6th pick. I'm really like, I hate that because I'm kind of near the middle of the draft because it's a 16-man league. And I'm not going to lie, I'm looking at Christian McCaffrey because like in the rankings, he's like around like 6 through 8.
Yeah.
So like, I'm kind of looking at that. I hate picking a Niner, but I love winning in fantasy, so I'm probably going to pick Christian McCaffrey.
Let me tell you something, brother. That's a schism, right? You got to get rid of that.
Yeah, I know, man. I get it, but they're just so annoying. It sucks. Like, I couldn't imagine being so loud and being 0-3 in my last Super Bowls. You know, like 3 in a row.
Look, I'm here.
Like, you know what goes into the Super Bowl. Like, you know that feeling of like that anxiety, like my team is in the Super Bowl and like the extravaganza that they make the week of the Super Bowl. You've been to like 100, even though it hasn't been 100. I know it's hyperbole, but like, you know what that press circuit is like and like all of that and just the pressure of a fan. And you've lost the last 3? My God, that sucks.
I'm always here for Niners.
3? You did that 3 times and lost? I don't know how you do it. Some of the strongest people in America.
I'm always here for Niner trash talk. I don't know how we landed there from here, though, but sure, I'm all for it.
Yeah, because you said Seth, it made me think of Good Morning Football, which made me think of the Bears, which made me think of Caleb Williams.
Okay. Yeah. And ironically enough, Christian McCaffrey's dad, Ed McCaffrey, 3-time Super Bowl champion, was on the Rich Eisen show.
Oh, that's what that. I knew I felt some weird energy.
Yeah. Ed McCaffrey's a big dude too, by the way. So that's how we feel about Danhausen and Dom. Let's not forget Dirty Dom is the man. Intercontinental Championship match. We kind of knew. We said last week.
Yeah.
If not now, then when? When are we going to put over Chad Gable?
And also, nobody from Minnesota has won. Like the whole
we haven't gotten
SummerSlam.
You jump ahead.
I know. I'm sorry, bro, but I'm just like at that point, I was like, nobody from Minnesota has won.
Well, we only really had 3 people from Minnesota,
and there was 0-2 by the time that Intercontinental match came on.
But yeah, that was a great match, right? Great match. Yeah. Penta and Chad Gable. I look forward to a rematch. I look forward to watching these two go at it again.
Yeah.
Ultimately, the trigger was pulled. The switch was flipped. Chad Gable got his first singles championship, which is something that thousands of fans have been clamoring for years now, right? Yeah. Multiple-time tag team champion, with whether it was the Alpha Academy, whether it was him and Robbie Roode.
Yeah.
Did I say Robbie Roode? Robert Roode?
I don't know. I don't know what y'all relationship is like.
Yeah, I don't really know him, so I don't think I should call him Robbie, but Robert Roode. Yeah. And Alpha Academy, he and Jason Jordan, they did their thing.
Should have been Kurt's son.
That wasn't Alpha Academy.
Could have been Kurt's son.
If you look at it, it would have made, but it was funny to have it be
funny.
Jason
It was funny.
By the way, we were also robbed of Jason Jordan's greatness
100%
by him hurting his neck and having to retire, because you only see Jason Jordan now. He's a producer. You'll see him run to the ring wherever someone needs to be broken up.
Yeah.
But man, Jason Jordan was on, I'm going to use the word precipice again because you said you liked it.
It's a good word.
He was on the precipice of becoming a superstar because that man was so good, and it sucks. It sucks.
It always, just think about just the people that we missed out on. Yeah. The same thing with NBA. I think about that all the time, the what ifs.
The list is so long.
But it was so cool during the, at the end of the match for Penta versus
Chad Gable?
Yeah, Chad Gable. Sorry. It's a UFC fighter in front of me.
Oh, it was Michael Chandler was in front of me. And his 2 sons.
Yeah, and his son was holding up a Chad Gable action figure while Chad Gable won the title.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
And I'm like, I know they're probably trying to figure out why I'm taking a picture of this little boy's hands, but I was like, this is just like, I can't think of anything.
See, this should have been a color picture right here that really accentuate. I'd see you're trying to be artistic, but
you just want to see Chad Gable in the back? That's what you're trying to see? I mean, you see the little boy's hands. I'll put up the color one for you.
Thank you.
Black people always want color and everything.
Not necessarily, but in this case, it would have been a better.
You see Chad shot. And Penta raising Chad's hand. Little boy got Chad.
That's
in his
really
hands.
Cool, man.
I was like, there's no way. Shout out to Wade Barrett, by the way.
We see Michael Cole down there.
Wade Barrett was on the flight coming back home.
Oh, was he?
We got to get him off.
I mean, Wade Barrett he can't live more than 15 minutes away from where we're sitting right now.
See how TJ knows where everybody lives?
Well, based upon where he told us where he would stay at, where he rests at. He can't. He ain't very far is what I'm saying.
No.
So
we should I'll yell out the window, he'd probably come on.
But yeah, man, congratulations to Chad Gable getting that win. Well deserved. He's a new Intercontinental Champion, and there's many, many great matches that could happen with him as champion. Yeah. But we got to talk about the thing at the end of the match with
my God!
Was it A&W?
This was the best.
This was not.
This was the best It was the dumbest thing I'd ever seen.
Best
and the greatest.
No, it was not the best.
Like, I got my family here.
He does the whole thing like he did down in AAA. Where my name is Chad Gable. I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota. This is here. This is my family.
My beautiful family. And I couldn't have did it without you, Minnesota. But
first of all,
I couldn't have done it without the Mug Root Beer Bulldog.
It's cool to see his son, who he dresses up in the same gear as his dad. That is awesome.
That is tearjerker moment.
That's great. And then so it's cool. His parents are in there. And you got to wonder, man, if Chad Gable would have got his father's size, his dad looked like he was like a solid 6'3". Chad's about 5'9".
The world is lucky.
If Chad Gable would have been as big as his dad, he'd probably be a 3-time, no more.
Probably worked out too early. Started working out too early. Starting to grow.
But yeah, and then you have this, what it was, A&W root beer? Was that?
Mug root beer.
Mug root beer. You had a lion, I guess?
It's a bulldog.
I don't know what it was, man.
I couldn't have done it without you, Mug root beer bulldog.
But the thing is, he's got to move his whole family out the way. And
come on, y'all, get out the way.
The bulldog comes up, and he's got root beer, and he's trying to do a thing, and I get it. It's like Stone Cold. I can buy that, I guess, because it's like Kurt Angle with the milk. He's doing the root beer, but it just, I don't know.
Minnesota, I don't know about you, but I could go for an ice cold mug root beer right about now. And then that was it. It was a nice little spot.
Oh, he did say that?
No. But it was just like, what are we doing?
The dude's up there, and I'm thinking, all right, this is somebody underneath.
That's what everybody in the crowd thought.
All right, who is it? And I'm looking, okay, he doesn't look very big.
Yeah, nobody.
And then nothing. It was just
it's random, David from accounting.
It was just a random ad.
Yeah.
For Mug root beer.
For Mug root beer. And then they took the Mug root beer stickers off the mat because Mug was not paying for anything.
So I got to be honest, I didn't love that. But
that was hilarious.
I ain't got to really pay the bills. But
we were crying in the crowd. It was like, there's no way they did this after the heartfelt family speech.
Yeah,
but I did tell TKO, you're in Minnesota. You're not passing out mini sodas.
That's kind of too deep of a dive there.
It's too deep. Pass out your Mug root beer. Pass out mini sodas in Minnesota.
Okay.
It's right there.
I like it, but nobody else would have thought of it. That's some stuff you
thought of. Get a rapper dad then.
That's something you thought of in the middle of the night, getting it in, I think.
It in? I was at ringside.
All right, so next up we have the Interim, which we have a problem with that. Interim WWE Women's Championship ladder match. And kind of, I think we came to this conclusion last week that it was probably should have been Chelsea. Just give the fans, give the people what they want.
I really thought it was going to be Tiffy for a moment.
I didn't, because I didn't think they were going to. Why give Tiffany Stratton 2 championships?
I just like seeing Tiffany Stratton.
I get it, but
she came out in Laker colors. Take
your feelings, your weird male feelings out the way.
Oh, now it's weird to be a male. You see that? I would not apologize.
Nah. Tiffany 2 times. I don't think that was necessary. One thing I did think, because there was such an uproar because Julia got squashed by Lash.
Yeah.
You know what my thought was? All right, you know how you make this right? You put the belt on Lash.
Oh,
now it looks like, Julia lost, but this force of nature, the bougie bully Lash legend, carried that momentum over. I kind of knew they wouldn't give it to Lash right now, but I thought that would be a good way to silence all this noise about Julia getting
smashed.
And
Rhea would be a crazy match.
Oh, it's going to be, because you've seen Lash has put hands on Rhea before and kind of tossed her around, quiet as kept. So that's coming down the line. But, sure. Maybe Charlotte, maybe Jade, but ultimately, kind of know what's going to happen. Whoever wins it is just going to lose it to Rhea whenever she comes back anyway. So you don't want to put Jade in there. You don't want to put Charlotte in there. You know what? Let Tiffany have her moment. Because remember when we interviewed Tiffany in Stanford? Not Tiffany. Well, we did interview Tiffany.
Yeah.
But we interviewed Chelsea. So let Chelsea have her moment. And I told you, I was always like, all right, cool, whatever about Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green sat down next to me. And 3 minutes later, I said, you know what? I don't think it was 5 minutes that I went, you know what? Give Chelsea Green the world.
Yeah.
So that whole match, I was kind of assuming.
The way that Minnesota Stadium was, the sun was poking through right when she won the championship. So you saw those shots, bro. She looked immaculate.
You took those? Or?
No. That was on her IG.
Right.
I did take some. But yeah, it was just like such a moment for her. The matriarch of the Maple. And when you know the behind the scenes that she had to deal with, obviously dedicating it to Michael Hayes was I live for the petty. She was Petty LaBelle right there. And that is what I am talking about. As far as this interim, the interim I don't really like.
I don't like
It's
interim.
not nice.
I don't like it either, but
30 days. 30 days was the rule.
Bottom line is Chelsea Green made the fans happy. That was a huge pop, especially at the end of the match, the way it went down. She's just like hanging upside down for a solid like 2 minutes. So think about that. Being hung upside down with the blood rushing your head, that couldn't have been pleasant.
No.
But then she does the pop up and you realize, oh, this is really going to happen.
Yeah.
She climbed the ladder to success, escalator style, like Big said.
Quick, too.
And there wasn't no fumbling around with the belt.
I'm
Chelsea
up here.
got up there, snatched it down, and she won the belt. And all I could think of was the moment we were interviewing Chelsea Green and Triple H came down during the interview. And I'm going to look back and give us props and say that was the moment that Triple H decided that she was going to be champion.
100%. It was all us.
I mean, is there any, like, that was the moment.
What you going to tell us?
Did you tell me it wasn't
What you
the
going
moment?
to tell us?
We're interviewing Chelsea. Triple H just decides randomly to come in and talk to us during the Chelsea interview. And I think he knew that was the moment. So you're welcome.
What I will say, where they're playing a dangerous game, look at her in her excellence. Chelsea Green. Interim just stands out so much to me right there. I don't like that.
Nobody
it's
likes
not
that.
fair. And where they're playing a dangerous game, TJ, a dangerous game. We all know that as soon as we hear this is my brutality and all that, there is going to be a match to determine who's the real champ.
Yeah,
Like it ain't about to just be like, oh, Rhea here.
well, that's why I said you don't want to put Jade or Tiffany or Charlotte in that spot.
So what I'm saying is, where they're playing a dangerous game, back in the day, which was a Wednesday, that's not true. It's just a Dane Cook reference. But back in the day, when Charlotte was still being Charlotte Flair and all, like always winning the title, and the crowd was behind Becky, but then Charlotte still won anyway. The crowd started to boo Charlotte.
Well, Charlotte
That
was
crowd
always a
was
heel,
so
though.
far behind Chelsea. I don't know if it's going to be all good when Rhea go up against Chelsea.
You might be right, but the bottom line is Rhea's like their golden child. Rhea's the fans. Everyone loves her.
They just better be prepared.
I don't think that's going to be a problem.
I don't know, man. They
I think there's
love
going to be
Chelsea.
There's going to be a part of the crowd, that's going to. But you know how big Rhea is, bro. Like,
Yeah, hey,
but
never too big to fail.
got a creative liberty for you.
Okay.
Chelsea Green's your interim women's champion. I'm going to tell you a way that maybe you don't have to have Rhea beat her right away. So you know the thing that Chelsea had, she had the secret Hervis. She always had kind of like protection.
Yeah, that muscle.
Now that she's world champion, I feel like she needs more protection. Just what a creative liberty I would do, I would go down to NXT. I would pull up Maya Lockwood. I know she's got a little thing going down there with the crew right now.
Yeah.
Respectfully, we need you up top. I would pull Maya up, formerly known as Bailey Humphrey. I would have her as Chelsea's bodyguard / heavy. And that's a way you make sure that Chelsea doesn't lose this sooner than she needs to lose it. She's going to need some protection. And the way the Chelsea Green
she's always
character
had muscle.
has muscle. Maya, formerly known as Bailey Humphrey, I think you bring her up. It's a random thing.
Dipping into the pot.
All of a sudden, she shows up with Chelsea. And
Yeah.
now Chelsea's got a heavy. She's got a heater. She's got someone to watch her back. And if you want to make sure that she keeps that belt for a while, that might be the way to do it. Now, does that make Chelsea a heel? I don't know if she's a heel or face anyway. She gets cheered.
Right.
But, she still does heelish stuff. But that's just my thought. That's a way to maybe. And then if she's still going to be kicking it with Tiffany, maybe they both have some protection.
Right.
So just look, just a thought. Just a thought.
Yeah, because that's going to be interesting to watch is her and Tiffy's little back and forth.
Yeah.
That's going to be something. Yeah, man, because
What do
she's
you think
always
about
had a
that?
muscle. She's always had a muscle. I like it.
You like that?
I like it, and
And I
it
think
does
that's
not matter that I like it.
I think that's the right girl for it. So
Yeah, for sure. That Rhea got to look over her shoulder. She got to look over both.
yeah. Now, like I said, she's down there doing good work in NXT with the Vanity Project, But look, fellas, I'll see you up. I'll see you upstairs.
Hollywood call.
So, and if that happens, just remember you heard it here first.
Yes,
But
we will remind you.
Yeah, congratulations, Chelsea. You did it, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then in the main event,
Yes,
for the World Heavyweight Championship.
yes,
A belt that Roman Reigns told us last year, whenever they want to make this belt relevant, whenever they want to make this belt mean something, they'll put it on me. And that's exactly what they did. It's the tribal chief Roman Reigns taking on Seth Rollins. And I'm going to tell you this. We don't do star rankings here. We don't rank matches, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm giving it 5 fist bumps. Okay.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. Like I text my buddy Colby the next day, I just put 5 fist bumps because what a match.
What a match, and when you like, there's no way to describe it if you've never been in a building for one of these matches. But the air is heavy.
I know I wasn't in the building for the match because whatever. Get back to that.
Yep. The air was heavy.
Yeah.
It was thick in there.
Had the big match feel? Big fight feel?
Dude, it was like security was telling us to sit down, but like we want to, like everybody wants to be on the edge of their seat, standing up. Every blow matters. Every just like like every bit of advantage. You try to measure like, Roman's winning a little too much. This might not look good in the late. Like all of that was happening. There was a moment where I had to go up to the hospitality, like I said, because once the stadium clears out, at the end of the main event, it's impossible to get up there. TJ, when I tell you I held my one up every step of that damn stadium, and the details in it were just special. Like there were reversals that led to, the end of matches in their previous ventures. There were the shout outs to Moxley, Ambrose. When they did that spot where Seth goes out of the ropes and then bounce back in.
Oh, like the wacky, I forget what Cole used.
And they're trying to go like, who's going to get dirty deeds off?
Well, even before that though, Shay.
Oh,
they're starting the match outside in the crowd. They worked their way around. And like, was there no count outs in this match?
Bro, honestly, the refs have no say. No say.
Because I'm like, they were outside for a solid 5 minutes almost,
dude,
it seemed like.
And that was where the Shield's home. Outside. Like all of that, those little things where it's just like, I'm watching a movie.
Yeah.
I'm watching a movie right here. And it just, number one, let's go over some details of the match. Seth hit a solid spear.
Oh, right.
He hit a solid spear, bro. And, I can only imagine trying to spear tackle somebody who you're not really mad at. I don't really want to rip you in half.
Well, see, but you didn't watch Unreal, did you?
No.
Because you remember when Braun had to spear Seth when Seth got hurt? And he
did that.
And he took one thing, Seth. He goes, bring it. And
that talk needs to happen.
Don't hold back. And then Paul Heyman's like, this is how the bills get paid.
Yeah.
And Seth made it a point to let him know, you run through my chest.
I need that I show speed spear.
Yeah,
so he hit a solid one. The ref, he needs to be applauded for the bumps he was taking. Because my God, if I'm not in, I'm not in the game, bro. I'm just here to keep the time. And it was so just cinematic. It's one of those, are they shooting a documentary right now? This is everything that I would need. But then as a fan, I'm like, is that it? Am I never going to see them again? There's no world where I'm going to get another Roman Seth match? Is this what they're showing me?
Well, again, like I said, we can't just like bury.
You
the
can't.
Lead. I'm saying we can't bury the lead on what happened. You brought up the clothesline, the wacky whatever that Mike called it. That rebound clothesline. That's Moxley.
Yeah.
The dirty deeds, like you said. That's Moxley.
Seth was going forward, but then Roman flipped in the Amadou, and then like
so it's like just giving them the mask that Seth wore when he came out. It was really first of all to have the Sierra Hotel India Echo Lima Delta come out, and then you saw Seth dressed in the Shield gear. You thought it was him, but it turned out to be just it was the
dope was kicking in. No,
but no, it was a video.
Hologram.
It was a hologram, a video screen, and then he comes out, and of course he's always got something just wild and extraordinary on. I noticed right away the Jordan Great Fives that he was rocking, but that whole Shield thing, man. And, we always said Cena and AJ was like a love letter to wrestling. Roman and Seth did a love letter to the Shield. But to get back to what you said, and I just had to like really emphasize how dope that was. But the final chapter, no way. There's unless one of them is going to retire in the next 4 or 5 months, you can't tell me that this is going to be the last time. We don't know where storylines are going to go. Like these two are definitely never going to never. Did I say that?
Not never.
Not never.
Not now, never.
Not never ever. Not never ever going to wrestle again. Like, so I can't buy that this is the final chapter. But if it was
that moment,
if it was, they put it to bed very nicely. But I just can't believe that that's it. But if the chapter's closed for now, like Roman said, it's always been us.
Yeah.
About us, when we were in, FCW and the Red Rooster was bitching at us and blah, blah. That promo.
Yeah, I couldn't hear while during the match, right? Because we can't hear.
Oh, yeah. So, this is after. Oh, so during the match, they're talking like, it's always been about me. But after the match, he had that interview with Jackie, and he's like, it's always been about us. And people thought he was kind of dissing Moxley because he goes, he was a wild hair. Now, I think that was aimed at Punk.
Yeah. I mean, why would I diss the dude? I just did a thing. Did a thing.
And then people say, well, I think he dissed him because he said it's always been us and we knew Moxley was a wild hair. The way I took it was they always knew that Dean Ambrose, John Moxley was probably going to go and spread his wings elsewhere. And I think by him saying it, he knew he and Seth that they knew that they were never going to leave, that this is where they were. So I think when he said that about Mox, it wasn't a diss. It was more like, we know.
Yeah, we knew what our brother was.
But you can't say that because AEW didn't exist at that time.
But like, we don't know like WWE used to have this great show where like the wrestlers like on that trip where they drive ride along. And then like we don't know what the conversations that those three had where like Moxley was like, I don't know if this is for me or like we don't know. We don't know why he said that, but it wasn't a diss. It wasn't.
I don't feel it's a diss.
You don't take time because it could have just been Seth do the wacky thing and then he hit Dirty Deeds. But no, Roman hit Dirty Deeds. Yeah. I want to show him some love too. You don't diss somebody right after you do that.
And then with the mask and the fist bump and then leaving the spot in the middle for him. So yeah.
And I just want to point out they forgot about the fourth member. We don't even talk about Kurt Angle.
Shout out, but Kurt didn't because someone superimposed Kurt Angle in the middle and he tweeted it and he went, "Shucks, guys, I miss you." So shout out to Kurt Angle for that. That's an official fourth member of the Shield.
But yeah, and so like as a wrestling fan, that was like it saved it kind of for me. Like it was like not that because I was already hyped from night 2 because I feel like night 2 was just crazy,
great man.
But that at the end hit me in the feel goods. It hit me in the feel good. And it was like, Seth's not that bad. It was like I'm sorry, I was tripping. Right. And that's all you need from your homie. And it was, So I think we're in a weird spot where is Seth not going to be around for a little bit? Is he taking a break?
Good question. I thought about that. But also we can't also forget Roman kind of getting over. He had the chance to hit him with the chair. Seth wanted him. And he had to let that go because you saw what happened in WrestleMania when he hit him with the chair, took his eyes off the prize, ended up losing that match to Cody.
Yep.
This time.
And during the streak.
Right.
That's why that disqualification happened.
Right. So, you know, it was almost like him putting that to bed.
Yeah.
And then going on. So
because Brother Jefferson, you can either let it go
or hold on.
Or let it drag you behind it.
And he let that drag him
for a while.
For years.
And now he finally let it go.
Yeah.
And it led to a victory finally. Yeah. You turn your losses into lessons. Do you really lose at all?
You know, to quote
preaching out here.
To quote a famed 20th century poet, a loss ain't a loss, it's a lesson. Appreciate the pain. It's a blessing. That is Sean Carter. Okay.
You know what time it is?
The Rock's in the building. You crazy for this one, Shay?
Yeah, so SummerSlam, bro.
It's your boy.
It was good. By the way, the G units are back. It was a real good. Both nights ended with a feel good, heartful moment. The returns of KO and Randy. Smackdown is saved instantly.
Well, also, SmackDown is saved because they did something that they should have done a long time ago, and they put the legendary Haku with his sons. And we're going to say it
now. We definitely getting that.
Business is now picking up. We'll see where Tama Tonga and Tala Tonga go. They got their dad there now, and as we all know, the dad, if he ain't the toughest man that ever wrestled, he's in the top 5, and he probably ain't number 5. So we're going to see, how Haku leads these two young brothers. Maybe we get the little bit of the Gorillas of Destiny back, and nobody gorilla than Gorilla.
Because there's something we didn't bring up, and I feel like we got to bring it up.
Oh, please.
Boy, when Jade came out as Prince, I was like, way to win the crowd over. Way to win the crowd, because they was boo. Oh! She came out as Prince, but when Michin, my dog, when she and B-Fab came out, I yelled, the revolution is here. Oh, man, but they look great. Fantastic.
You said that's something we couldn't forget. We wouldn't know that because we weren't there with you.
I'm talking about Jade Cargill.
Okay.
Just her in general.
I didn't know you yelled.
We need to give love to Jade Cargill every episode if we could.
Well, shout out to Jade Cargill.
And now we get to our Haku. That was a big splash from that SmackDown. Was there any other major splashes?
I just think that was the last thing. The last thing happened. That was Friday.
That was internet news everywhere.
Yeah.
But Haku, boy, we sitting down with Haku.
Oh yeah,
I already asked Jay.
We've already put a request in to Hofer
through the family. So now we about to put it in through the company too.
So that was I think the big takeaway from SmackDown. Now Raw, on the other hand, we touched on some stuff with Raw, but I think the big thing with Raw is Becky Lynch comes back. She's been gone for a while, right? And here's Liv, and of course, Becky's gonna take umbrage to someone saying that they're the greatest of something. And Becky there's certain people you don't want to get into it on the mic with.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch is one of those ones. So the fact where she kind of systematically just kind of took all of Liv's talking points and
your reply is to tell me to go be a mom. Oh boy, you better get about this ring right now.
So when Becky go, the greatest of all time, so Becky she ate her lunch there a little bit, and so then we're thinking, all right, well, we're going to get Becky and Liv until I asked about her last week. I asked about her.
We ask about her
every week.
Now.
Here comes La Primera.
La Primera,
and respectfully to Miles Bourne, I don't want to sound disrespectful.
Who I also saw, great guy.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, great guy. Shout out to Miles Bourne.
But Stephanie Vaquera came back. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. And she came back and she's looking for Liv because Liv did her dirty. And she kind of trounced Liv.
Yeah.
With Becky just sitting on the top turnbuckle watching. It was pretty funny. And then all of a sudden we got a little twist because now it's Becky and Steph sizing each other up.
Yeah, bro. They're ruffling the feathers. Circling each other a little bit.
So
sizing her up.
let me tell you something. I'm here for that.
I'm here for it. The Raw women's division, SmackDown men's division, just like that.
Business.
Just like that. And Liv,
good luck.
man, because right now they looking for Liv in all the wrong places.
But the thing is, Liv got herself back up.
Oh yeah, she got the eyes here.
She got the hard. She got the hard arts.
The hard arts. What the hell does barbed wire have to do with Raquel?
Well, I mean, that's always been part of her costume for whatever reason. Maybe she grew up on a farm, a cattle farm, I think, maybe.
Barbed wire on the title. I mean, like, it's badass.
Oh, I didn't realize she put barbed wire
It's
on
barbed wire on the title.
I didn't notice it.
Yeah. They put the title is wrapped in barbed wire, and I'm like, I mean, it's badass.
Look, Trick had it wrapped in feathers.
Yeah, and I ain't like that.
You
I
know,
was like, this is like Carmella belt.
It is what it is.
And it ain't what it ain't.
But the thing is, you're going to have to get through Raquel. You have to get through Roxanne to get to Liv.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We shall see. I am pumped.
But they set themselves up for some good storylines.
Big Cass randomly beating up Javon.
And then that's the next thing. You know, we had Big Cass and he's cutting promos like a baby face, right? When he's saying like, when everybody thinks you're gonna fail, what happens if you never even made it? Like there were some very good promos to push him. We like vignettes.
Yeah, we do.
Introduce him to a crowd that
we do.
8 years ago wasn't here, might not remember him. And then he attacked Javon, and then we find out it wasn't anything personal with Javon. He said, he goes, "You're just one of the many bodies I'm going to stack up." So we're going to get Javon's obviously going to go try to get his lick back.
Yeah.
But Big Cass made it seem like wrong place, wrong time, young fella. So we'll see what happens with Big Cass. Dude looks in incredible shape. Hopefully mentally he's great, you know, and still wrestling in them Timbs, aka Big Bill style.
Yeah.
They can't feel good to catch a big boot with a Timberland.
Hell no.
So
no.
Yeah.
And by the way, him and Adam Copeland, Edge, they got to be from the same Viking village. Because boy, when that camera turned on his face, I was like, oh my God. Like, bro, you need somebody hop the fence.
What do you mean he needs?
They look the same. Like they got the
not anymore. Edge looks a little bit older now, but he's bit older, man.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm saying, like, they for sure same tribe.
And by the way, looks like we're going to be getting Cope and Christian against the Young Bucks in AEW. One thing, and off of SummerSlam, real quick, we gotta acknowledge Willow Nightingale. We both love Willow. God! She got that world title. We didn't have a chance to talk about it last week, but shout out to Willow. You know, I love Tekla too, but
yeah,
but
my
you know, it was Willow's
Willow,
time.
She got the big one. She did her big one.
Her and Mercedes at all in. So just wanted to obviously respectfully give our props and congrats.
Did not like her putting it in the backpack.
Well, she's part of the conglomeration.
I know,
and that's what her boys do.
I know.
So that's
hopefully it's like she gets to the top of the ramp, takes it out the backpack, and then like walks down the ramp with it. But like, man, if I've got the big one,
yeah, you need to show the
boy.
But yeah, shout out to
got
Willow.
the big one,
Hamburger. So wanted to do that. But yeah, man, it was a nice weekend of wrestling.
I wasn't mad at that street fight either. I wasn't mad at that street fight.
Right.
That Jacob
and Royce.
Yeah, bro. And it was one of those, like, I remember for a while it just felt like Sammy and KO always got a match at WrestleMania, like for a while. And it's because let's show them what we used to do.
They work well together.
Yeah, like let's look them in on what we do.
And Royce and Jacob, they worked well together. That was because honestly, I didn't know who was going to win. I kind of assumed Jacob was going to win.
Yeah, but
there
like
were points that I was like, oh, Royce got this.
Yeah.
So,
but man, there was like 11 chairs in the ring, and like it was a couple moments where I was like, oh yeah, you gonna feel that one. You gonna feel that one. And he beat the hell out of Royce at the end.
At the end, yeah.
And so now it's like, damn, you getting some time off?
Royce getting, which stinks because I hope that's not like an NCW thing. I don't need guests coming on the show, and then the next thing you know, they get beat up so bad they got to get carted out.
Right.
Then the next thing you know, people are like, I don't want to mess with those
right.
guys.
And also that means that he probably could have came in the studio.
But yeah, nice weekend of wrestling.
Yes.
We'll see. There's many ways, many new feuds, many new scenarios that can happen.
This is why, man. Oh! breaking news. It's not breaking news because you're probably watching this at nighttime, but announced just 2 hours before we started recording this.
Oh, I don't even know this.
Rey Mysterio is getting the best luchadors from Raw, from SmackDown, and from AAA. And they will have a tournament. And the winner of that tournament will face our Tribal Chief at Raw, Mexico City, September 14th for the title.
Yeah, how about that? Ray catches Roman coming out from backstage after he's, throwing up the ones with Jacob. Says he wants to, I'm the head of Triple O. You already know that. Got something I want to talk to you about. So that's going to be dope. We're the winner. I'm just going to throw out a prediction. I think it's going to be Penta.
Yeah, 100%. They made him like the heir apparent to Ray. The way they speak about him. And I'm wondering if, Raw, only Raw is going to be in Mexico. SmackDown not going to be in Mexico. Like, they don't have a show in Mexico. All right, it would have been great if Punk could get in a little action on that too. But Roman Reigns making an appearance on AAA. Boy, they're going to go crazy.
Yeah.
They're going to go crazy. And it's just one of those things that
counterproduction at its
when right. That's right.
When it counterproduce.
You slide dogs. Oh my God.
By the way, you peeped the shirt today?
They are, bro, you see it? To think that Vince McMahon originally was singing that song.
I think I'm cute.
I want that Vince version.
I remember Sister Sherry was singing it. I didn't know Vince sang it.
There's a Vince version somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man.
Just going to show love to the GOAT, one of the GOATs.
They're so mean for that. They're so mean. Let's throw Roman on there. And also, because I didn't get to talk my shit as a Roman fan, I did all that wrestling fan crap. What did you think was going to happen? Oh, he's going to throw his cousins. He's just going to use his cousins. Where are they at? Where are they at?
Why are you
screaming?
That's
four main events. No interference. He's going on a run right now to establish, to stamp that GOAT status that I've been trying to tell you about. You remember 1,316 days. It was great. Damn near a presidential term of holding that title. And you think that that's just all I was going to be able to talk about for the rest of his career? No, this run right here is for all you haters. For every single one of y'all that got it. Oh, he just do it with interference. Oh, he don't really like to work. Oh, yada, 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 yada. He's about to go to AAA, showing more face, giving more opportunities, as gracious as our tribal chief is. And now look at you, stupid. I tried to tell you, it wasn't a prediction. It was a spoiler. Congratulations to our tribal chief, Roman Reigns. But we knew what was going to happen. Unless it's say WrestleMania? You think I'm about to lose? I'm Roman Reigns. But y'all knew that. TJ, tell the people where to find this place.
You riding on the man like that, man. Jeez. Speaking of days, 1,500 days when a wrestling legend passed away yesterday, and I want to give him his props, and that is the legendary Dory Funk Jr. Passed away, brother of Terry Funk. Dory Funk, you want to talk about Roman Reigns' reign? Mm-hmm. Dory held the belt for over 1,500 days as the NWA world champion when they actually traveled all over the globe. You know what I mean? Like, those were the days where these guys were on the road 320, 330 days a year. Think about that, Shay. And the man held the belt for over 1,500 days. He's also responsible for training some of your favorites like Kurt Angle, Edge. He was in there helping train The Rock, guys like that. So just want to pay respect to a true legend in the world of professional wrestling, Dory Funk Jr. May he rest in peace. Yeah, it's wild. But if you're not familiar, again, we like to do this. Just go search YouTube, see some of his great matches. You can see him wrestle his brother, Terry Funk. You could watch him wrestle Harley Race, Jack Briscoe. There's many, many. Rob Van Dam, as he got older, he had a match with Rob Van Dam, man. So
I got that number.
Oh, nice. So, yeah, so respect to and condolences to the family and friends of Dory Funk Jr. May he rest in peace.
Well, I mean, you got anything else you want to talk about?
I mean, look, you know how it always works. We end this show and then we go off and we're like, oh, there's 10 other things we meant to talk about. But if we do come up with something, we'll just make some videos and pop them on Instagram.
Yeah.
You know?
We loving what Grayson Waller's doing at NXT.
By the way, that's the other thing we didn't get to last week. See? Grayson Waller, and I put this on Twitter, he got a bunch of people in their feelings. He got a bunch of the men's roster in NXT hot right now, right? Yeah. He went out there and cut just a hell of a promo. So
hell yeah, he got up in him, man. Pause. And it was I love it. I love it for him. Sean obviously told him, hey, go off, go crazy.
And he did. And look, we wondered for a while, like, what's he doing? Where's he at?
Yeah, he was just hanging around the New Day, then the New Day got let go.
Yeah, it kind of sucks to see him have to go back to NXT, but hey, help you work on some stuff, help elevate some of those other guys, and I'm sure Grayson's too good on the mic, he's too good in the ring. He'll get back up on top.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
And, boy, in Austin Theory, you better watch out when he do get back up there.
Right?
My God.
Austin's good right now.
Also, shout out to Raina, our girl down there, Raina Vulcan.
Yes,
you know
what we always
got to shout you out.
Raina Vulcan, yeah. Before we go on, I will make this the last thing we talk about. Kendall, Lola.
Oh yeah,
last night, Underground, NXT. What a match! What a banger! Kendall Gray gave Lola Vice her first L.
Yeah, i.e. Brock Lesnar over Femi.
So that means that Lola is going to be moving up more than likely. So we'll see where she heads, where she ends up, whether it be Raw or SmackDown. But congratulations to her. Congratulations to Kendall Gray, who was in my my new women's faction that I made a few weeks ago. I know how to pick them. But yeah, man. So a lot of great stuff going on in the wrestling world. And but I think that's it for today. I don't want to think of something else and draw this out for another 20 minutes. So I will say, if you want to watch us, all right, all you got to do is go to YouTube. Type in No Contest Wrestling, go to the Rich Eisen Show YouTube page. You can find us there. On social media, you can find us at There's No Contest on Twitter. You can find us at No Contest Wrestling Podcast on Instagram or on TikTok, No Contest Wrestling Pod. And of course, for your Airgate, when you want to listen to us, you go to the ESPN app, you go to Apple, you go to Spotify, you go to Amazon Music, you go to anywhere that you listen to podcasts. You type in No Contest Wrestling and you will hear us. Oh, yeah.
On behalf of my podcast partner, TJ Jefferson, I am O'Shea Jackson Jr. Make sure you guys have a good day, but not too good. Because who the hell you think you are?
Bye, Miss Parker.
Miss Parker.